What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Sunday, May 5th of 2024, which of course means it's Cinco de Mayo. So if you're out there celebrating today, hopefully you have a fantastic day. Now, here on the channel, to celebrate the occasion, I thought I would review another beer from the Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma Brewery, and they are out of Monterrey, Mexico, and this is their Dos Equis Lager Especial. So this is a Mexican lager that comes in at 4.2% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs, and at the time of review, I don't know exactly how old this bottle is, but it does have a best before date of October of 2024. We're about 5 months away from October, so we should be more than good to go. So full disclosure, I've had this beer numerous times before, like I'm sure many of you out there have had as well. And the difference between reviewing it in a, on YouTube in this setting compared to when I normally have this, which is with Mexican food or maybe by the beach or maybe by the poolside or barbecue, is that when you're drinking them in those situations, you're not breaking it down. I've said this before about a lot of, not only these Mexican lagers, but a lot of American adjunct lagers. When you're drinking those, you're not really thinking about them. So I like doing it in this setting because I usually get something completely different than I normally get. We'll see if that happens with this beer, but I'm pretty pumped up to give this one a go. I'm also going to be doing the beer style tournament at some point, hopefully this year. And one of the first styles I want to do is Mexican lager. So I kind of want to review the ones that are going to be in the tournament. I feel like this will definitely be in the tournament. So I want to, get the review out of the way before I do that. So anyway, let's crack this one open now. It does have a green bottle, and as you know, clear and green bottles, they can get light struck. So I'm hoping that this is not light struck, but we will see once I pour it and get it in the glass. So here we go. Very nice. Try to get the rest in there. Beautiful. So right from the get-go, I really don't smell any skunkiness, which is a good thing. Like I said, a lot of times with these green bottles and the clear bottles, you can get, if they've been light struck, you can get that skunkiness. Not the case here. So that looks absolutely fantastic in the glass. It has this beautiful, light golden yellow color. Beautiful clarity. You can see my hand through it probably on the other side. Good carbonation, about a finger and a half of this soap sudsy bright white colored head. Hold it up to the light. It looks exactly how it should. Now, when it comes to Dos Equis, my favorite of their products is their Amber, aka their Amber Lager. I prefer darker lagers in general as a whole when it comes to beer, and I do like the Amber a little bit more than this one, so I just want to point that out. Yeah, so there's no skunkiness here, which is nice. That actually smells pretty good. There's a nice malty kind of aroma that's a little bit of graininess, touch of corn, but I'm getting more of like a little bit of I'd say like a caramel. Not big or anything, but definitely a little bit sweeter. A touch of like a lemon, maybe a little bit of like a nondescript orchard fruit. And a very faint, like spicy kind of hop aroma, but very faint. This is definitely all about the malts. Yeah, inoffensive. There's no off flavors, or I should say off aromas. It smells really nice. It smells like it's going to be crisp, clean, and very refreshing. So let's get it. Cheers, everybody, or should I say salud? Fine by me. I will say, compared to a lot of the other Mexican lagers that I've had, it says a little bit more of a different malt character. A lot of those were very corn-centric, and I mentioned in a couple different reviews, but getting almost like a tortilla chip, or what was the last one that I reviewed? Forget the last beer. I review so many beers, I forget. Pacifico. I got a little bit of like I heard about the Tostitos with the hint of lime. I was kind of getting that. This is more of like I want to say a rich malt character, but it's a little bit more as a depth of flavor with the malt. Anyway, body. As I hit my tooth on the glass. This one's a little bit bigger than anticipated, 4.2. It's like higher side of light, lower side of medium. Nice. The mouthfeel crisp, very effervescent. Good, moderate to touch over moderately carbonated. Very clean on the palate, super refreshing. The taste, there's not, I'll be honest with you, even though I like the depth of flavor from the malt, it's not like super complex or anything. And it's not all that flavorful. Like there's not a whole lot going on here. But what's here is, again, very inoffensive and the flavors are nice. So right at the forefront, what hits me and kind of carries on throughout the palate being omnipresent, it's a sweeter kind of grainy malt consistency or sensation. A little bit of like caramel and a touch of corniness, but the corn is very dialed back to a lot of these Mexican lagers and the American adjunct lagers that I've drank for like Macro Monday. There's a little bit of like a lemon, like a zippy like lemon zest halfway through the palate. The orchard fruit I was getting in the nose, the nondescript, not really on the palate. And it finishes semi to full on dry, no bitterness here really to speak of. And it has a very slight, spicy kind of herbaceous hop tone, a very minute. I'm talking very minute. The only reason I probably picked that up is because I've reviewed over 2,000 beers on the channel, and drinking a bunch of different beers, whether it's Mexican lagers, adjunct lagers, or just even like just American lagers in general. Sometimes pick up on it. It's very small. I don't think a lot of folks would notice it unless you're sitting down in a setting like this on a fresh palate. If you're drinking this with some Mexican food or food in general, or you're just like pounding them out by the barbecue or on a warm summer day or something, you're not going to be sitting there going, "Oh, I'm getting a little bit of spicy herbaceousness." You're not going to be doing that. 4.2%, you can't tell. It's fine. This is, for me, a no frills Mexican lager. Inoffensive. The flavors aren't wowing me, but it's fine. Like someone hands this to me and, we're hanging out at a, like a barbecue, or like say, on Cinco de Mayo, and I'm just throwing them back. Yeah, I no issues with this whatsoever. And I'm glad that it wasn't skunked. Again, this has 5 months to go. I don't know how long they give, if it's like a year, 8 months, whatever the case, but this probably has at least a couple months of age on it. And it's not skunky, which is very nice, because a lot of times when I do review beers in the green bottle, they are skunky. So there's not much more to say about this one. Is it my favorite Mexican lager? No, it's not. Is it my least favorite Mexican lager? No, it is not. It's somewhere in between. I think this is just a solid, serviceable, decent Mexican lager that if you're in the mood for the style, it's readily available. You can pretty much get this everywhere, and you don't have to break the bank compared to a lot of other like imported Mexican beers. So Dos Equis, the Lager Especial, I have absolutely no qualms instead of issues. Qualms. Giving this one, we'll go straight 3.5 out of 5. I think that's fine. It's a fine beverage, fine alcoholic beverage. 4.2%, like I said, you really can't tell. It goes down like water, despite the fact that the body is much better than I would have anticipated. So yeah, really nice for what it is. Price point. In my area, depending on where you go, it's anywhere between like $7.99, $8.99 a six-pack, and then 12 packs are anywhere between like $14.99 and $15.99. So you're talking, say, $8 to $9 for a six-pack, say around $15 for a 12-pack. I think that's fine. Again, it's actually imported. You look on the back of the label here. It does say that it is brewed and bottled by the Moctezuma Brewery in Monterey. And where does it say who is imported by? Cervezas Mexicanas in White Plains, New York. So definitely important. Also has a little spiel here on the back. It says crafted in Mexico since 1897, originally called Siglo XX 10. Celebrate the arrival of the 20th century. Dos Equis lager is an authentic Mexican cerveza brewed in the style of pilsner lagers. It is known for its signature aroma and the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Salud. Yeah, so I would actually agree with what they say. It's pretty balanced, even though, again, there's not a lot of bitterness. It is like semi to full on dry on the finish, and the aroma is nice. The flavor's okay. Like, yeah, not much more to say about it. And availability, I mean, like I said, you can pretty much find this everywhere. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know. Do you like this as your favorite? Is this like your favorite Mexican lager? Are there others that are better? If you're in a pinch, will you drink this? Do you prefer this or their amber, aka the amber lager? Again, the amber lager is more my jam. But again, sitting down in a setting like this, and it was lost on me at first, because I'm thinking, like, why does a lot of these beers taste differently? And I'm talking about like most of the macro lagers. Like, why do they taste different? Well, again, the setting plays a huge role, and me just sitting here by myself on camera nobody else in the room, just sitting here drinking this and trying to break it down. Way different than the normal setting that I'm in when I do drink a beer like this. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Like I said, if you are celebrating Cinco de Mayo today, have an absolutely safe and fantastic day. Hopefully you're drinking some Dos Equis or something else that is a Mexican style lager or a Mexican lager. And I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one, cheers, salud.